Hi, guys.
Just a young gun.
Roses are red, violets are blue. When Cain calls your man, he'd better choose you.
So, Anna, when you first met Jonathan, he told you he was a background vocalist and drummer for Train.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. When we're talking about Train, we're talking about
The band?
the band and not a locomotive pulling a bunch of cars?
Correct. Like Drops to Jupiter. kind of
Okay,
thing.
all right.
Yeah.
So you direct messaged this woman on his Instagram because of a comment that she left about when they're playing again. Or who I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how did you find out that he was dating her?
Well, she came out and said that she was his girlfriend.
All right. So, and her name is Melinda?
Yes, Melinda.
All right. So Melinda is Jonathan's girlfriend, and you are not.
That's correct. Seems like when we were talking, she kind of dealt with the same stories that I dealt with, and he basically said the same exact thing to both of us. So
he runs around saying that he's in Train, or was in Train, and he's a drummer and a backup singer to pick up women.
Correct, yeah. So this is not his first time.
Okay. And Melinda believes that she's his girlfriend, and you believe that you're his girlfriend.
Yes.
Well, I wonder how many other people believe that they're his girlfriend as well.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let me do this because I want you to stay as quiet as possible. I don't want to do a typical Roses, but I do want to get information out of him. But I think I can do it in a creative way. But it may not work. If it doesn't work, I might hang up and we'll try the flower route. So I'd like to give this a shot, because if it works out the way I think it can work out, I think we may end up embarrassing him and at the same time seeing if he's talking to other women.
What if Pat answers the phone and they're in the studio?
Okay, then I'll crap my
Hey,
pants.
it's Pat from Train. Think he answers the phone like that?
Yeah. Hey, it's Pat from Train.
Hey, it's Jonathan's phone. This is Pat from Train.
Yeah, exactly.
I screen his calls for him. He's busy.
Does he have like memorabilia and stuff at his place?
Like photos with the band?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
not at all.
I was gonna say I don't.
Yeah.
He's full of crap. Hang on, Anna, 1 second,
Really?
okay? Hang on. Give me a name for record label.
Starlight?
Fat Beats. Evil. Scratch and Sniff Records.
Oh, my God.
Pull up Train songs.
Hi, it's Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan, it's Matt Shapiro from S&S Records, Scratch and Sniff. I'm one of the national reps here that kind of are looking for new up-and-coming talent, and I got your name and number from, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, but she mentioned that you'd played in Train at some point in time, and we're kind of working on a new project where we're looking kind of for some new, fresh sounds. We're like an indie label.
Cool.
Have you heard of Scratch and Sniff?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard you guys.
Okay. So, I feel ridiculous for not remembering her name, but she mentioned that you did backup vocals and you played with Train, and you currently are in a band?
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of touring off and on, but we're mostly in town now.
So do you just do backup vocals, or do you do other stuff as well?
I'm a drummer.
Okay.
That's my main thing, and then I do backup vocals, on whatever tunes we end up writing. Once in a while, I'll jump off to sing lead. And then we get one of the other members who plays drums as well.
Well, I gotta be honest, we're really not looking for an ensemble. I'm kind of putting pieces together here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, if you need a drummer and somebody who can sing and play drums at the same time, I'm your man.
What happened with Train?
That was a little bit ago, but just people move on. You're in one band, then you're in another band, and you just kind of go with what suits your schedule and whatever creatively tends to fit.
You talk to anybody from the band still?
Once in a while. I haven't spoken to anybody recently.
Who do you usually talk to?
I mean, the person that I've kept in any kind of touch at all was Pat Mahegan.
Oh, Pat Mahegan.
Mm-hmm.
Monahan?
So here's what. Can I have a? And I get this is weird to do over the phone, real quick, but
Sure.
Can you give me some? Just give me a little something.
Some of what?
Some Train.
What, like a beat?
I was looking for vocals.
Oh, like you want me to sing some of their song?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I was with them so long ago. It was before any of their hits were ever really written.
It doesn't have to be a song that.
But,
any.
Yeah. No, I get just to kind of hear if I can sing. I guess.
Go ahead.
Oh God, I'm not a lyrics guy really. I gotta
I thought you said you do lead vocals.
Mm-hmm. From a shooting star, a woman without a permanent scar. When did you miss me while you were looking for yourself out there?
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Huh? Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's like one of the only.
What do you listen to?
Song that I remember. What do I normally listen to?
Yeah, I mean, well, what would you know? Because I can't tell a lot when you're doing.
First of all, that's not what I sounded like. And secondly, you're kind of putting me on the spot here, man. Like if you want me to learn a song, I'll learn a song properly. You want to give me the chords, you want to give me the top line melodies.
Well,
I'll learn them.
Here's the thing. I mean, it just sounds like you've been going around, picking up women, saying you've been in Train, but Pat Mahegan.
Picking up women? What do you mean picking up women? Well, who said anything about picking up women?
Melinda's concerned that you've got another girlfriend.
What do you know about Melinda?
Oh, she's the one who gave me your information.
What else did she tell you?
What are you worried that she... Are you worried she told me something she shouldn't have?
All of a sudden, you just pulled her name out.
I remembered it all of a sudden there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trained singer.
Matt, if that is your real name.
It's not. And actually, Melinda didn't tell me anything. Anna did.
Hey, John.
Oh, well.
No, that's not a song by Train, I don't think. I don't seem to remember that being a top 10
It didn't
hit.
make the cut.
My name is Kane, and I'm joined in the studio. I host a radio show. Intern John is in here.
No.
Rose, Riley.
Hi.
Eric. And Anna, basically through your Instagram, came to meet your girlfriend. I mean, your other girlfriend.
She's very nice. She's very nice, John. She's so sweet.
She's not my girlfriend.
Well, what? Let's be honest. I mean,
she's a friend of mine who's a girl. She's a chick.
Oh, come on.
She seems to think that...
I don't even know you, Riley, Rose, whatever your name is. Like,
That would be Riley.
This is... Anna, why don't we talk?
I'm talking right now, and I'm so pissed at you right now.
So how many women have you run the line, the train line on?
This is...
I was going to say, Jonathan, I'm just curious. Because it sounds to me like you know nothing about the band, you know nothing about the music, you know nothing about the lead singer. Who else is in the band, bro?
I don't know who's in the band now. I wasn't with the band that's in there now.
Right.
Listen, man. Like you called me as I don't even know what you called me as somebody hiring a drummer. You call me. You ask me some stuff about music. You're asking me.
Are
about
you a
my
musician?
reps.
I mean, do you actually play for real?
Yes, I play.
Then when's your next gig?
Right.
I don't have a gig coming up probably till about a month from now.
What's the name of your band?
Foregone Conclusion.
Foregone Conclusion Band. I just Googled it. There really is a band.
No.
So which one are you?
I don't know if I'm on the page that they have up there now, but...
Are you David Brent?
Ricky Gervais from The Office?
Yep. Because Ricky Gervais is in it, apparently.
From the British Office? Yeah.
Charlie Hanson?
We didn't use...
You don't sound like you're British.
With an F-O-R-E, so the lead singer was a fan of The Office, and he just changed it to the number 4.
I see.
Okay, just listen. Dude, stop with the craft of musicianship, with the art of music, and asking
where's the lies going to end, Jonathan? Because every corner here, there's another one.
History before
I'm in train. I do lead vocals. I'm a drummer.
Foregone conclusion.
I'm in foregone conclusion.
Look, Pete Best was in the Beatles before they were the Beatles. You're going to go call
that means a little bit different, bro. I don't care. We're not calling for that reason. Anna wants to know if you're seeing somebody else.
I'm being completely honest with who I am.
Then are you seeing more than one person?
No.
Who are you dating?
I'm not answering that.
Why? You just said everything's all open.
I don't have to answer you, man.
You probably should answer your girl, though.
Do you understand that Anna's on the phone right now?
This is none of your business. This is none of your business. I don't have to say anything to you or anybody else.
Man.
This is between me and Anna.
Oh, boy.
One of the Roses is pre-taped and possibly edited for broadcast with permission granted from all participants.
Want more roses? iHeartCaneShow.com. Keyword roses.
Hi.
This story in the New York Post has people all up in arms because they're letting prisoners out of prison early if they get a vasectomy, and they promise to get a vasectomy. Yeah, that's exactly right. This is out of Tennessee, and if you promise not to reproduce, they'll go ahead and reduce your time if you are eligible to get out. Now, if you did something that was so bad that you got life in prison, obviously they're not going to say get a vasectomy and you can leave.
I was going to say, what?
But how are you going to credit my jail time? They say they give you, I'll get to it in 1 second, and I want to know. Well, no, I'll grab your calls now. 877-995-4681. So you're sitting on you're the jury on this. Is it fair for someone to go, I'll let you out of jail early if you remove your testicles or what's inside of them?
Sure.
Sure?
No.
You committed a crime.
But if it's like petty theft or something, they just don't want you to reproduce anymore.
What?
Honestly, there's some stories we deal. If you're in moral madness, you really shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. Like reproduction should not be like a right; it should be a privilege.
True.
I don't disagree.
Like, stop the dumb people from having kids.
But I don't know So I'm thinking maybe I'm just thinking of this from the like if somebody screwed around with me, like robbed my house, for example. Mm-hmm. And I found out that they got a get out of jail free card because they got a vasectomy.
But they're up for it, though, right? I mean, it's not like they went for a day. I'm assuming.
I think they're up for parole.
Well, let me back up. It can happen at any time, but it counts towards your sentence.
Sure.
So you could walk into jail and have like 5 years, right? I'm pulling this out of my butt. Judge sentenced you to 5 years.
Uh-huh.
You would get a reduction the day you had the vasectomy.
Aren't those reversible too, though?
I suppose you could. I don't know, to be honest with you. I haven't really played around down there with a scalpel. But Dr. Oz did I tell you that conversation with Oz?
No.
He's like, have you thought about one? I'm like, Dr. Oz, stop. And I'm not talking about this. He asked about some of the weirdest things with my body parts. Anyway, so the Post is saying that in Tennessee right now, you can be eligible for credits, basically, a 30 days credit toward your jail time. So if you're serving 4 years, you get 30 days. That's it.
You only get 30 days for your manhood? No.
But at the same time, like,
I don't want to go to jail.
I don't know. Women, same thing. If you get your tubes signed, then it's 30 days for you too.
Hell no. Do you know how hard that is, that surgery?
32 women and 38 men have already signed up for this.
Oh, what? Gosh.
877-995-4681. I'm thinking about it from somebody robs my house, you violate my space, and you can get out of
your space.
Yeah,
you know what?
so bizarre.
If I can keep them and put them on my mantle and say, this is the person that stole my TV.
Yeah. You want somebody's balls in your mantle?
Hey, John! Basket. Exactly, Michael Jordan style. So let me kind of play this audio for you. Then I'm going to grab your calls regarding the vasectomy thing. Dad, you have one job: film me walking down the aisle to get my diploma. And especially if I'm graduating with a filmmaking degree, don't you think you'd get it right?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah,
but you're all wearing the same thing. Yeah. Like, I get
that's
saying the name, like you would probably know who your kid is based on the name that's being said. But once you get up there, it's like, okay, where did they go?
Yes. So his father is in trouble because he was filming the wrong person. And the best part is the daughter, Georgia. Super cute. Dad, stop! And it's the ha ha ha. Sorry.
Sorry. I got carried away then. I was looking at the wrong one, wasn't I?
Yeah. He was following the wrong person. Who just happened to be somewhat attractive. I'm just saying, Dad. Come on, Dad. Really? It's my graduation, for real. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. How are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. So, in Tennessee, you can go ahead and get your time in jail reduced if you have either a vasectomy or your tubes tied by 30 days. I don't know.
See, that's absolutely unreal. So I used to be a state correctional officer in Pennsylvania at a state prison, and I did it for about 4 years. My father's still there. I mean, it's like he's in his 26th year of being a CO up there.
Wow.
And my mom works. She works up there as well. She's a food service instructor. So the big thing about Pennsylvania, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same for most states, is so the taxpayers are going to pay for their health care.
Oh, that's
anything
true.
they need, whether it's
Think about that.
Yep, so it was the same thing when we had inmates that had cancer treatments or any kind of surgery. Taxpayers are paying for that. So now we're going to pay for that, and then also the taxpayer budget, the state budget, we're responsible for funding them and their meals and their housing allowance and everything a day. So,
well, but hold on. Let me throw this in there, not to interrupt you. But think of it on the flip. Then you're paying for 30 days less of them in jail.
But the issue is like, for example, you said before there's, around 30 people that signed up.
Yeah.
That's not going to save the budget, right? So if you're going to let 30 people out, do you really want to take them, and if they're not rehabilitated, they still have that same mentality to commit the same crime?
I know.
So 30 people let out is not going to save the budget, and they still have the same mentality to do what they did before.
That's what people are all upset about. That's why this is a huge story today. Thank you so much, Dwayne, and thanks for what you did and your dad. That's incredible.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
No doubt, bro. Have a great day.
You too.
Good morning, Jessica. How are you?
Hi. Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
In the New York Post, Tennessee County is saying you get 30 days off your jail sentence if you get a vasectomy, or women get these Nexpolian. Is that what they're called? Implants, basically to get your. Yeah. 30 days, is it worth it? I'd be pissed. I would be so mad if
worth it.
What do you say?
I think that's absolutely terrible, but not because I don't think people should get time off.
Yeah.
But because this actually there was a whole class thing that was believed that the lower classes shouldn't reproduce. So I think this is absolutely barbaric, and I can't believe that it's something we're doing now.
Well, it is, and I told you, 32 women and 38 men have already signed up for it. And it just dropped last week, which is crazy.
I think that's terrible that it's even an option.
Listen,
even legal.
The only way I would be even remotely okay with it is if you robbed my house and you got time served and you were good and you were rehabilitated and you got out early, is I get that as something to put on the mantle. Or at least somewhere else. Save it in the basement. What, Rose?
With this, the inmates are voluntarily doing it, right? Okay.
That is correct. If this is real, I'm going to find and it's going to blow on top of my body.
Well, in the meantime.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Well.
Oh, gosh.
And the fact that she's
what happened?
And the fact that she's done this before.
Cliffhanger.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
The foodie call.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lord. You had me scared there for a second.
I thought I was in trouble. Come on.
Sausage.
No. Hon, you might be in trouble.
Wait, what's going on right now?
A booty call is what?
Whoa.
That's something else.
No, a booty call is what? I'm asking for a definition of a booty call.
When you use somebody for something that makes you feel good.
Okay. That's a little less descriptive there, Sauce. Come on now.
I don't know.
A booty call is what?
That's something. How do you want me to explain that?
When you call him for the booty.
Yeah, when you use a guy or girl for,
It's
not really using, though, because it's mutual.
Yeah.
Not always.
Well, then
some
wouldn't be a
people
booty
want
call,
a relationship out of it. Some people don't.
Okay.
It's life.
What is a foodie call, Sauce?
My God.
When you use somebody for food.
So,
Sauce,
you go on dates with them just to get food out of it?
Yeah.
Sauce, have you ever gone on a date just to get food?
Yeah.
Of course she has.
And this makes me so mad.
Why?
This makes me so mad. Not because I wanted relations or anything like that, but the fact that there is deception and the possibility of, I'm liked by somebody, but no, they just want me to buy them queso. That pisses me off.
Wait a minute.
And I'm allowed to be mad about it, Riley. What?
Which would you rather, the booty call or the foodie call?
It depends on who we're talking about here. I got to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough.
But you can't do a foodie call then complain there's no good guys left. You're part of the problem, friend. You're polluting the lake. You can't complain the lake's dirty.
I'm so frustrated. I'm not mad at you, Sauce. I respect the hustle. However,
I like it.
When you brag about the fact that you go out with guys so they buy you food,
I mean, I don't think I'm really bragging about it. I just think it's a great idea. So, maybe some guy is lonely, some girl is lonely. They go out for food. The girl doesn't want to pay for food because she's poor.
What does that say right there?
Beware of foodie call.
No. What's it published in?
The NY Post.
Yes. And now it's in the New York Post.
I love it.
Sauce's foodie call is in the New York Post.
I mean, I think it's a great idea.
So you're telling me if I was to open up the phone lines right now and ask for people who go to nice and by the way, ps.com/oh my gosh, this is ridiculous
.org.
Yes. The fact that it's not out to
so your shirt's half tucked in and half not. That's what I was trying to get.
I'm mad.
I was trying to get that.
Because I was all fired up. You're going out, but they say foodie calls are exclusively for nice restaurants. You don't go
really?
Yes, you're not going out on a foodie call to no, I disrespect Applebee's. I love you madly, but or Chili's.
Mm-hmm. You're saying you'd take a foodie call to Burn Steakhouse.
Yes.
But Sauce doesn't do that. You go get burritos.
Yeah, I'm more of a casual foodie call kind of person.
Oh my gosh! All right, 877-995-4. You better walk out of here.
Sauce has a punch card, and if you buy her 10 burritos, you get
John.
That's what I heard.
I want to see. Does this happen? 877-995-4681. In this case, Tiffany, you found yourself a boyfriend through the foodie call.
Oh, okay.
I did. So prior to my relationship now, I was on one of those dating apps, and I would have guys messaging me, and they're like, hey, you want to go grab lunch, or hey, you want to go do this? And I knew I necessarily wasn't super interested in them, but I was really broke, and I was like, sure.
Yeah, so, why not? Let's go ahead and go out.
But then I met my significant other, and we've been together for 3 years. We own our own home.
Oh.
We have kids. We're good now. But it was just funny because I was like, you know what? I really want Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. I really want Texas Roadhouse. Let me go on Tinder and see who slid right on me.
Yeah, go for the food, stay for dessert.
Love. Did you just say slid right?
Those are love.
I'm so enraged, Riley, that I'm not even getting.
Do you openly tell your parents that you were just trying to get food and then
Mom, I met him. I really just wanted Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah,
I wanted some meat.
Or is it?
My mom's a total foodie as well, so she would probably.
Oh golly!
So can I just tell you that your story, Tiffany, is not unlike what's in the Post today. So it follows a woman, Olivia Basinger, who's she's a millennial. She is doing office entry level work. She's on a shoestring budget, living in the East Village in New York, which is expensive, and she goes, I apparently have money to go to the grocery store. So she meets guys on Tinder for the sole purpose of scoring free meals. She goes 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow.
And then gets takeout to go with it. I'm going to put this in a doggy bag if you don't mind. And brings it home.
I that. I went every other weekend.
Okay, that's fine. Look, I'm surprised, I guess, because if it was flipped around, I just think that guys would get hated on left and right.
Oh, I mean, it's a little bit hypocritical on every level.
Yeah, but I'm happy you're happy, Tiffany. It's all that matters, Thank you so much for being.
I'm very happy.
Good. I'm glad. Have a great day, my man. Oh my gosh!
But he thought it was more than that. Well, of course he's a date idiot. Of course he thought that's.
Hey Bailey, how are you? Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to the Kane Show. So, 44% of young women have swiped right on a dating app because they thought, quote, why not? It's a free meal, even if they weren't attracted to the person.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that. But
It's okay. Look, we're friends, and one of the things that we do as friends is, we have opinions, but I'm not going to change my opinion of you being a good person or judge you based on this. But are you a foodie caller?
Well, when I was a foodie caller, I'm happily married now. But when I was a foodie caller, it was in college, and this was before Tinder and all of the dating apps. So I had to, go out and find them myself, hunt my prey.
Oh, you had to hunt your prey.
She had to work for it a little bit.
Again, a line of if John goes, I had to hunt my prey so she could buy me a free meal.
Yes, I had to stock for the weak one in the group.
And I'm very proud of my foodie callness. I have told all my friends, my wife knows, but I will tell you that women don't fall for that. So I was going out with men for free meals because women don't fall for that.
You weren't even into dudes, and you were going out with them for free meals.
Wow!
No, and I would call them my emotional boyfriend.
Oh my!
I love that. Did they know?
High emotional.
I mean, some of them did.
High emotional boyfriend.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even like your gender.
The Cave of Wonders is closed for business for you, fella.
However, there is one thing I do like, and that's a good milkshake and
conversation. Yeah, emotional husband. Like they'd be able to help you out with women problems anyway.
Can I add? I'm going to add that to our. We have a Kane Show dictionary, Bailey. I'm going to add emotional husband to the dictionary.
Please do.
That doesn't even make sense.
You guys started this bit, and I got my phone out because I was ready to call. I was like, there is now a word for how I survived college.
Yeah. She, by the way, the woman in the Post article says she saves about $2,070 a year on.
Damn.
Can I just point out that Bailey's extra full of it? Because I promise you, nowhere in history has a lesbian asked a straight man for women advice. That has never happened in the history of the earth.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I was asking for advice.
Yeah, baloney, Bailey. Don't you lie on these airwaves. It's never happened.
Bailey, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it.
Makes sense.
No, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Man, I'm doing it wrong. Oh, my life is boring.
If anybody wants to feed us,
right.
Address is online.
Yeah.
Send us pens too.
Yeah, I'll take you to dinner.
Yeah,
and with no expectations whatsoever.
Hey,
and then go home, cry.
Yeah,
and rue it.
I look weak. Pick me up.
All right. Is a sports car a turnoff? I never really thought of that as being something that would be. Is a car a turnoff for somebody?
I'm going to venture to say yes, depending on said sports car.
Okay, I'm not trashing any brands, but the story is
DeLorean.
Called Porsche Peacock. John, are you saying the DeLorean's a turnoff only because you have to have 1.21 gigawatts for it to time travel, or is it just turn off because it's?
I'm saying that's a hunk of metal, man. I've seen some on the road though. I know they used to. Yeah, they used to actually.
No,
yeah,
they're real. Yeah.
If you roll up in like a yellow sports car that the doors open up and it's like 2 inches from the ground, I'm going to be like, keep it moving.
Can I just say that's a dream of mine? Just one time.
Don't you dare!
Like the gall doors, it open up.
And where would you take said vehicle?
On the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah. Have the back
yeah, but he's fly though. He's a fly ass dad,
and he's got the wireless headphones in the back.
Where'd those doves come from?
Man,
keeps in the back.
And there's a vacuum built in.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That's so cool.
I don't know why it took him until 2016 to realize you could put a vacuum in a minivan. And I mean,
that's genius.
It is brilliant. You didn't know they did that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I will never drive a minivan, by the way.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. You're missing out.
Never.
The thing is dope.
I won't do it.
It's awesome.
So many people in there.
I don't care.
True. You put people in there. I got touch screens like left and right. Not that I would drive and do touchscreen.
Cup holders.
Mm-hmm. There, by the way, fun fact: there are twice as many cup holders for people that think and carry.
Yeah,
which I don't know if I'm going to just stack kids on top of kids. I mean, not that I would ever do that kind of thing, but I'm just saying.
Placement.
Okay, fair enough.
So you have a drink in each hand.
So it's called Porsches versus Peacocks, and it's women speaking out about how they can tell instantly from the moment they get into your car for like a first date or whatever whether or not you're a quality guy. So here's where I'm going with this, and I can tell about your personality if I opened your car door right now, and probably if I didn't know, assuming I didn't know you at all, and I just sat in your passenger seat and got in, I could tell by the smell of your car. I could tell by, if I could even fit in the front seat, or if you have to wait outside while you move things to the back seat, what things that you're moving to the back seat. I could tell a little bit about, and this is going to be hypocritical, but if you have a Hawaiian lei hanging from your rear view mirror.
I got it from vacation, man.
I tend to believe, and this was a dorm urban legend when I was in college, that those with Hawaiian leis tended to be more friendly, if you will.
Okay.
Is there any college again? Hawaii?
I don't know if there's truth
the
to
University
that,
of what?
I don't know if there's a whole lot of truth to that.
If you have a Hawaiian lei on your rear view mirror, are you single? Because I'm just curious. 877-995-4681. I'd also like you to use that phone number. Do you believe in this story that's being said and published that you could tell everything about a person from their car, and sports cars are more attractive than economical cars at this point in time? Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. Great to talk to y'all.
It's great to talk to you too, sir. So can you tell us a lot about about a person by their car?
I would say yes, back when I was single. Now that I'm married with kids, no.
Good save.
I have to have the car that I need.
Right.
But when I was single, I had a Jeep Wrangler. Ooh. And the one thing that I noticed is I'm not the most attractive guy. I'm just the average. But when I had the top off the Jeep on a nice day and I was driving around, the girls would constantly look at me, wave at me, wink at me. They would yell out from the side of the road.
Really?
They would catcall you? That's just offensive. You're not a piece of meat.
There's something about Jeep that's like you become like part of a Jeep family, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Jeep wave.
There's a special wave too. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously now Ryan could say with the whole family thing, and unfortunately,
it's all fun and games.
Did you have to go? You had to give the Jeep once you got married?
Yeah. It was a soft top, and it was in the summers. It wouldn't stay cool. In the winter, it wouldn't stay warm. So you can't really.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ryan. Have a great day. Victoria, are you saying that if I open your car door, I can tell exactly who you are and everything about you?
Oh my gosh, yes. I have like my work parking pass. There's Diet Coke cans everywhere.
Right.
In the Army, so I have an MRE box in the back.
Oh. Of course.
Just in case.
Who doesn't carry one of those?
Hey, you thought to be safe.
Are you single?
No.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is, if you looked at my fiance's car, you could tell that I drive that car too.
Oh man, it's spreading like the plague.
It really is.
Because I think I've offended Sauce. Because she had a lay on her mirror apparently, and
she also has the Dexter car though, which is even I wonder why.
Oh yeah.
But why is anybody saying that people with economical cars are good with money? They're financially. I'm just saying. If you had a big wedding of 100 people or 150 people, would you necessarily know everybody that was there?
No.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Would you know if somebody realized you had a wedding and followed your limo and all the rest of the cars to the reception hall and stole all your gifts?
What?
This happened in Ruskin, by the way. So this is just outside of Tampa. And Marilyn Schumann was dreaming of her wedding date for years. She had the dress.
Oh.
She had the husband.
That's good.
She had the friends. She had the reception hall, the flowers, the cake. She also had some creeper. Literally, they believe she's responsible for a string of wedding robberies because she keeps a dress in her car.
Oh,
because they caught her changing. So I don't know if she drives around on a weekend and just happens to know where the big reception halls are and whatnot.
Don't they make announcements in the paper too? Is that a thing?
They used to, yeah.
I think it's a thing. Well, I know it's a thing in the in the New York Times.
Well, sure. Yeah,
but that's usually only for the super elite. So in this case, they have footage of this woman changing, getting out of her car wearing regular clothes, and then opening her trunk, getting a dress out, changing in her car, and then walking into the reception for Marilyn. And she starts taking the gifts one by one out to the car, and apparently left a note, said, "Thanks for letting me share your special day!" ! But instead of a dot under the exclamation point, it's a heart.
Wow.
I would be so angry.
There is a special place in Hades for you.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you.
It is genius, though, because nobody would say anything. I would assume she was like, "Oh, that must be whoever they decided to have the gifts picked up for them."
What do you mean, like during the reception?
Yeah, like if I was like at your wedding and I saw a random lady in a dress who I'd never seen in my life taking a gift somewhere, I would assume that like you knew her and like that was part of the deal.
But I guess this is happening a lot.
Or I would assume it's somebody from the venue if it was my wedding. Like, oh, I must see somebody from the venue.
$2,000 in gifts gone.
Wow.
Oh, there's going to be security at my wedding.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be like going, you got to get wanded, and it's like going through TSA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
going to be like when you walk into those really expensive jewelry stores and there's just a guy in a suit with like that earpiece in.
Yeah.
Like Claire's.
Can I get a scanner like the airport?
Or you had to get patted down with the backhand, not the front part.
Cavity searches.
Exactly. Can I grab, is there anybody, I'm going to throw this out there. Has anyone ever gotten married and had gifts stolen from their reception? And you only know because Aunt Eileen, I'll use your aunt,
sure,
as an example, because Aunt Eileen goes, "How come you never sent me a thank you card for the
I never see that blender I got
for the Cuisinart." Well, some of that, that retro looking Cuisinart blender is like $500.
Hell yeah, man.
So how come you never sent me a thank you note for that? I feel a little hurt by that. And you're like, well, we never got one from you. And you realize...
Why'd you give us a gift, Aunt Eileen?
Yeah, right?
You sure as hell ate and drank when you were here.
Fell up the stairs.
My God, nobody loved us.
No.
877-995-4681. They're still, they're keeping an eye out for her. They don't know really who she is. But they believe that she's responsible for a couple different robberies in the Tampa Bay area from people who are getting married and having their receptions, and she just happens to be, in the right. She's got to just drive around and look for or know where. I don't even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you sit outside the church?
So messed up.
I know, Jinx. You guys owe each other a pop. Hey, Jackie, somebody stole your wedding gifts from your reception?
Yeah, they stole more than my wedding gifts. They took everything at a really expensive venue up north.
Wait. When you say everything, what do you mean everything? Like the utensils and chairs and tables and stuff?
No, they took my candelabras. What? That was left that we could take the flowers for. Yeah, I mean, the venue back then was really expensive, and they took everything. I was really upset. We spent about $40,000 20 years ago, and thank God we got the envelopes, because the envelopes were right next to my mother. And when we came back from our honeymoon, we're like, oh, where's the gifts? And she's like, we never got anything. I called them, and they said, no, we gave them to your mom. I mean, we were missing expensive furniture.
Wow.
For the Better Business Bureau, everything, and there was a lot of people that actually complained. So I personally think it was one of the waitresses.
Oh, like it was an inside job.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
a lot of people complained about it, yeah. So they actually shut down a couple of years later, so.
Jackie, you may be onto something with this, because because that's my big question is how do you, if you were going to go and rob a wedding reception, how would you know when and where? But if it's an inside job, and
you know exactly when,
then you know when you're booked for, and
who to look for.
And what type of wedding is it? If it's something small and it's the least expensive wedding package, no one's going to go because you're probably not going to get the money. Ours was over 200 people.
Oh my God!
And we had the ballroom, and we had like the highest price package, and everything was gone except for my envelope.
Oh, that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Jackie, thank you for sharing your story. I'm sorry to hear that happened, but
that's good. We're still married.
Yeah.
Wow. That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's all. That's all that matters. Everything else is replaceable, of course. But thank you for calling. Ashley, good morning. It's not your real name. You're a wedding coordinator, and you say this happens all the time?
Yeah, it supposedly happens more often than it should. And a lot of times, people like me and other people, like photographers, they get accused.
Oh, of course, because you
email.
Yeah, because you're on the inside, and okay. So, can I ask you this as a wedding coordinator? If I was listening and I was a bride to be, perhaps planning something, is there anything that you would advise somebody to do to make sure there's stuff safe?
always advise them to pick a family member, especially if there's going to be alcohol. Pick a non-drinking family member to
Makes sense.
take those gifts,
Yeah.
put them away, put them in a car, anywhere where you can lock it. And it's unfortunate that, especially cards, people will just swipe them because they know there's money.
Because they know there's either a check or cash or gift cards and things inside.
Can't trace that.
Yep. And it's unfortunately to your bridesmaids, the groomsmen, like, because those gifts, you'll put them in your room, but those people have access to your room. So I've seen a lot of times.
Oh my gosh,
that's horrible.
I would be. You know what, Ashley? You probably just saved receptions nationwide.
I hope so, because it's sad.
I never even thought about that you give your groomsmen a key to your rooms because you know you all want to party together beforehand or get dressed together or bridesmaids.
Or the bridesmaids are supposed to set up the room like all pretty for you when you go back in there.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so bad.
Always knew it was you, Jim. Taking the Cuisinart mixer. Hope you like making bread, bitch.
I'm going to see at your house, man.
Exactly. Ashley, thank you for calling.
Your ramen noodles and your Cuisinart.
Bye, love you guys.
We love you too.
Love you too.
Carrie, somebody stole a box of cards. Oh, no.
No, we had just gotten married, and the people that were attending the wedding were very generous people. And so after we were married, we needed to leave because my husband had to start a new job the following Monday. So we got married on a Friday night, loaded everything in the car, in the trunk, all of the gifts and everything. And we decided, hey, we'll just open all of the gifts and the cards when we get to our new home. Okay, so we get to our new home. Now, mind you, I lived on the West Coast. He lives in Utah, so I made the move to Utah. So we get there, and we start getting stuff unpacked and everything. So I have children from a previous relationship. 2 of them came with. So we're all sitting on the living room floor, and we're opening gifts, and we get to the cards, and my husband notices that, you know, when you get those mail opener, like, knives.
Yeah. Where you, so you don't,
Yes, so that you're not having to tear the envelope open. He notices, and he's like, honey, he goes, did you open up the cards? I'm like, no. I go, did you? And he goes, no. So we start opening them. There was nothing nothing in there.
So this whole time they had time to get away with their perfect crime because you thought you had the envelope.
Here's the thing. We suspected of who did it.
Yeah.
My husband confronted her. She's like, oh no, she goes, I just helped load everything into your car and put all of the envelopes in a plastic bag. And then she turned around and she got really nasty with me, and she goes, you owe me for bringing your 2 kids and your cat back to Utah.
Oh, that's her. She did it. She did it. If your life was a Scooby-Doo episode, Carrie, I swear you'd unmask her and it'd be the farmer.
That's messed up.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
It's like premeditated too to bring the envelope cutter too.
Yeah.
People are vicious.
I'm gonna put some
special place in Hades for you.
Yes,
if you're like that.
Morning South.
We had this theory on the show John's had the theory on the show for a while that if you are getting married, you're getting engaged, you're about to tie the knot, you're literally on your wedding day, dun 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 dun, and you're walking into. I don't know if you play the music walking into the church, but
you could.
And all of a sudden crash. The church gets hit by lightning, the steeple catches on fire. John insists that that's a bad omen, and
absolutely it's a bad omen.
Your marriage is cursed. And
yes, it is. It's a sign.
However, when I saw this last night, I was like, oh my gosh, I finally have the antidote. Sure. To John's theory about the cursed church or the cursed signs for your wedding. Because there was 2 weeks ago, there was a guy that proposed, which we originally thought
was a ploy to get a bigger ring.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
It in the river or
he dropped it off of like a river that goes over a falls. Yeah. And so we thought, maybe the ring wasn't real, and he wanted to see if she was going to say yes before he actually bought the real ring. Mm-hmm. But there's an 84-year-old woman who's named Mary Grams, and she lost her engagement ring while she was pulling weeds in her garden in 2004. Would you see that as a bad sign?
Yes. If the
because we were on the air in 2004, and I'm pretty sure we may have done this story.
Yes, because the core of the earth is fire, right? And if the fire is from the below or is stealing your ring,
my gosh.
probably not a good sign.
You're reading way too much into it.
Oh, please. How's your ring come off gardening, bro?
So
You're pulling things out of the earth. Like your hands are getting dirty, things get in there, and then it falls off.
And the underworld's pulling your ring towards it.
Okay.
That is not a good sign.
She searched for weeks, couldn't find it, and she bought a replacement ring without telling her husband. That's the line that I love more than anything else.
Oh, he has no idea.
Here's the thing, though. If John were to buy a replacement wedding ring without telling Laura if he was married, do you know how much crap he would get?
A lot. That's why I don't want a ring. I just said I'd rather get a tattoo because I'll definitely lose a ring.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
So she goes and buys another engagement ring. It looks exactly like the first one, and she said she was too embarrassed to tell him about it.
Oh.
But like karma and like nature, everything comes full circle because here they are pulling carrots in Mary's backyard because her daughter-in-law likes eating homegrown vegetables and is a vegan, and they pull out a carrot, whoop, like they do in the cartoons.
Yeah.
With the stalk, I suppose is what you'd call it.
Yeah.
And one of the carrots grew around the engagement ring. So it looks like a big fat finger that got all swolled up. And here's the engagement ring on the carrot.
That's amazing. Like, how many times does it happen?
So the only now you're in Mary. Now I will put yourself in Mary's mind for 1 second. Do you tell your husband that you lost the ring back in 2004, bought a replacement?
No.
And, go on with life? Or do you just go,
somebody must have lost the ring back here.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
And it grew on a carrot. This is very odd. And it looks exactly like my engagement ring.
It's so crazy.
So weird. It's meant to be.
What do you do, Rose?
I wouldn't say anything.
Do you tell Anthony?
I would absolutely. I would say something from the beginning. Like, I don't think I would be able to go and buy a ring.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel good about myself doing that.
So as the carrot started to grow, the carrot got too big for it. So the middle of the carrot got a lot skinnier. So it really does look like it's a swollen finger if you look at a photo of it, especially if you look at a close-up of it. And the only person Mary told was her son. He remembered this story, and he knew it was hers as soon as it was pulled from the ground. And she's excited to have the ring back.
Oh, isn't that adorable? Although I bet you, honestly, that most guys couldn't pick out their wives' wedding ring. I would bet you most dudes.
Like in a lineup?
Yes.
Why would you start that fight?
I'm not even saying, because they're for me, I bought in Laura jewelry before, and I couldn't pick it out of a lineup.
All it takes is one woman to go home tonight and go, hey, I put some jewelry on the counter. Which one of those is the engagement ring you got me?
I promise you most dudes wouldn't be able to pick it out. Because they probably looked at it a lot before they got it, and then after that, they're not going to stare at the ring.
Yeah.
It's in your eyes.
I never thought of that before. Yeah, the woman would be looking at it a lot, but the guy,
doesn't mean anything to the dude. I promise you, he probably cannot pick out of a lineup.
All right, please don't do this to anybody, because I don't want to start a fight. Don't
That's not a bad thing, though. Like,
because the guy's probably going to get it wrong, and then it's going to start an argument.
Yeah.
You can't get mad if you don't know what your ring looks like.
Well, still.
I had a dream.
What would you do if you were a guy, you had a girlfriend, you guys hooked up a couple times, and the judge rules you got to pay for her child because you got her pregnant.
$1,000.
And then you realize that after the judge made this ruling that it's not your kid.
Oh.
But you can't go back on it. There's a story that the New York Post has today that Riley sent to me that I'm so conflicted on for a number of reasons. One, you can't ask for the money. Well, can you? Or not. I mean, because the person that's going to get affected the most probably is the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So thinking of it from that perspective, having two daughters, everything revolves around them in my world. Any decision I make is how will it affect Sam and Soph? Positively, negatively, whatever. And so I guess you kind of have to.
Normally, I would agree with you, except for the fact that he has 5 kids that he's taking care of his own.
That blows my mind. He's 45 years old. And when this Texas news station found out about it, they wanted to go ahead and investigate. So they had one of those investigative reporters that kind of goes behind the scenes. And, you know, the one that knocks on the door, the person that chases you out with a shovel?
Yes.
So here, this is out of Texas.
Gabriel Cornell.
Hit the subscribe button before you go because I would love to have you here.
it would be an honour. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I love you, and I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Bye!